Assalamualaikum dan salam sejahtera. Anda sedang menonton Agenda AWANI dan seperti saya janjikan, sebelum ini Agenda AWANI melihat kepada perspektif antarabangsa bagaimana untuk menangani, malah menghapuskan dan menjamin bahawa tidak seorang pun rakyat Malaysia di era Malaysia baru ini harus merana kerana mereka dijangkiti penyakit yang berbahaya, ubatnya ada tapi tak dapat dicapai kerana akses jarak dan juga akses kerana harganya terlalu tinggi. Inilah yang sebelum ini berlaku kepada pesakit hepatitis C kerana walaupun kini sudah ada ubat untuk memberikan mereka kelegaan, tetapi ubat itu asalnya begitu mahal sekali sampai berpuluh ribu dolar Amerika. Kita naik minyak 5 sen pun kita sudah mula bising. Bayangkan kalau anda terpaksa berbelanja 30,000 dolar Amerika hanya untuk satu set pemulihan yang perlu anda ambil. Semua ini terjadi kerana ubat-ubat ini dibuat oleh syarikat-syarikat farmaceutical terbesar dunia. Mereka melihat kepada paten dan kuasa perdagangan paten untuk meletakkan harga. Dalam konteks itu, timbul isu sekarang ini di mana kita nak letak kapasiti Malaysia untuk melakukan sesuatu dalam hal ini. Dalam kes hepatitis C, dengan revolusi yang menyaksikan kerjasama di antara beberapa stakeholder ataupun pemegang taruh seperti syarikat farmaceutical tempatan, seperti bukan untuk profit ataupun untuk keuntungan, organisasi yang berada di antarabangsa, kini kita boleh mendapatkan, jika anda dijangkiti hepatitis C, mungkin sekitar 300 dolar Amerika ataupun 1,200 ringgit lebih. Oleh itu, bersama saya pada hari ini paling hampir Datuk Farshila Emran. Malaysia tidak ada Big Pharma, hanya ada Pharmaniaga dan Datuk Farshila Emran biasalah MD kepada Pharmaniaga Berhad. Kemudiannya Datuk Farshila membawa rakan niaganya Dr. Sherine Helmy. Thank you so much for coming all the way from Egypt for this. The Deputy Chairman and Managing Director of Pharco Group Egypt. You know, I was saying good things about Egypt before. I know you don't understand. It's my local language. But I just want to thank you because I've interviewed 3 very impressive international stakeholders, the NDI, FIND, and the rest, MSF, on this. And they all attested to this revolution, as they call it, of fighting HCV or hepatitis C virus. My first question would be to you, because I can always get Datuk Farshila, even though it's hard to get her sometimes. Egypt has set the target of being free of hepatitis C by 2020. I'm sure this target wouldn't have been able to be set without what your company is doing in terms of generic drug manufacturing and also maybe R&D and scaling up.
I'd like to thank all the Malaysian people who are hosting us here. We came here because of love and trust. We worked with Malaysia years ago with our Baraka capsules, and we worked with Pharmaniaga in the past. Egypt has a very tough time that we have the highest prevalence in the world in hepatitis C. And when the medicine came to the market, it was $84,000 per person. And it was said that Egypt has 10 to 14% infected, so the cost would be $1 trillion, which is unaffordable for the government. So we thought, how can we make it affordable? So we started checking the patent, which luckily in Egypt, it was not valid for the product. So we had to do the API with a new process and a new polymorph. And we succeeded in cutting down the price of the API. The first kilogram, we bought it for $1 million. Then we produced 10 kilograms for $1,050,000. Then we produced 100 kilograms for $1 million. Then we're now reaching almost a ton for $1 million. So by economies of scale, where we had something called the 14 Ds. You know, normally you talk about the 4 Ds, the drugs, diagnostics, doctors, and dorms, which is the clinics. In Egypt, we started with direction and political will, where President Sisi said, I have a dream to cure Egypt from hepatitis C, and this was on the 12th of May 2015. So we put a dream of 2020 Egypt free of hepatitis C. And luckily, we had 2 things. We first made the first generic for the first direct antiviral, and we applied for pre-qualification for WHO. We got approval for the API factory, approval for the finished dosage factory, approval for the dossier for the product itself, and for the clinical trial center. So we started after this acquiring a company in the USA called Presidio, because we thought of something. My father, Dr. Hassan Helmy, together with late Dr. Zuwail, the Egyptian Nobel Prize winner, talked about research for the have-nots. So my father told him, what's the have-nots? He said, you have, I don't have. What shall I do if there is an epidemic disease that kills everyone and you don't have the money to cure yourself? Especially with HCV, as you know, there are 71 million patients worldwide, 400,000 deaths a year. So every 80 seconds, we lose one person from human being. And at the same time, who was cured in the past 4 years is only 4 million people, 2 million of which are from Egypt, and 2 million are from the rest of the world.
Okay.
So Egypt did not win the soccer match, but
Correct.
the HCV match. And they did this by, as I said, political will, economies of scale that will produce large volumes, and at the same time, research, discoveries. The second D is discoveries. Where we started with Ravidasvir, we made the clinical trial in Egypt for genotype 4, which showed very good results. Then we came with DNDi and with Pharmaniaga and Malaysian Ministry of Health to start a pan-genotypic study, research for a very tough sample with people HIV, HCV co-infected, cirrhotic patients, people who inject drugs. And luckily we had very, very high results showing the efficacy of the product. So we thought, how can we make it affordable? Not more than $3.50 a day that you can keep hepatitis C away. In Egypt, we finished all waiting list patients, all the diagnosed patients. Then we introduced to the President of Egypt a program. We bought 8 mobile clinics and we bought 4 million kits for analysis, and we started sampling people in many areas in Egypt. Then the President took the initiative of a national program called 100 Million Lives.
Okay.
And we are screening in 7 months 50 million Egyptians. All who are above 18 years old is going to be screened. In 4 months, we already finished 31 million, out of which we make also a medical record for the Egyptians. They measure the blood pressure, they measure the sugar, blood sugar, the height, the weight, the obesity index. So we were told after this to go into diet by the President so that we can lose some weight. So health is very important.
Correct.
And also we are coming here with love to Malaysia to make it happen. So we're going to copy 2020 Egypt Free also to Malaysia to have it also by that time.
I have always loved Egypt. That's why I love Mohamed Salah, the best football player in the world. Thank you for bringing that love here. Also in the pharmaceutical industry. Datuk Farshila, I'll speak in Malay now. Please do not be alarmed. Datuk, Mesir meletakkan sasaran bebas hepatitis C. Tentunya Malaysia juga harus meletakkan sasaran yang sama dengan rakan yang sama untuk melakukan perkara ini. Mungkin soalnya adalah kos dan juga pattern, juga pembangunan teknologi untuk membolehkan perkara itu berlaku.
Okey, memang ya, memang kami pun bersama-sama dengan our partner to make sure that Malaysia is free from Hep C. We have got a tagline, okay? Don't ignore what you can't see. That is Hep C. Alright. So Hep C ni, as you are aware, penyakit yang orang tak nampak is something that not alarming, macam AIDS, you know, or even you can see diabetic patients, you know, all those things that you have. Tetapi Hep C ni is like you do not know whether you are carrier ke tak. Jadi we are doing a lot of awareness. Okay, kita nak make sure that the public is aware that we have the medicine in Malaysia. Yes, it was expensive before. Now dah murah. Then go and check whenever you have the opportunity. Pergi dan check whether you are prone to Hep C or you have Hep C. So we want to make sure that the country, our country, is free from Hep C as well. Sebab tu kami telah meletakkan satu tanda aras yang tinggi untuk teknologi, transfer of technology bagi Hep C products, and kita pun ada satu NCE which is Ravi. And we are doing it in Malaysia. Hopefully, we can use this Ravi with our Sophos. And we are currently, as you are aware, juga Malaysia has been very brave under the Ministry of Health to invoke the patent for Hep C. All right, it was very, very hard, and you know who is actually the originator. And now, Pharmaniaga voluntarily work together with the Ministry of Health to make sure that we can do the procurement and also the distribution for Hep C. So now we are very okay as far as making sure that the accessibility, please understand that Pharmaniaga is very, very, very concerned about accessibility in medicine. Okay, kita tak mau cakap that, I would like to highlight to you also lah, people are saying about us being monopoly. No, we are not. We are more concerned about accessibility to the medication. So this is one of the best way and how we can actually work together with the Ministry of Health, with the government of Malaysia to make sure that the accessibility to the medication is there.
Jadi di mana? Sekarang ini semua di klinik kesihatan kerajaan dan hospital kerajaan sahaja atau bagaimana?
At the moment memang ada di klinik, di hospital, 20 hospital di Malaysia.
Okey. Cuma masalahnya, adakah rakyat Malaysia pergi memeriksa, melakukan saringan, memastikan mereka ada atau tidak ada virus ni?
Ya, itu saja. So saya mengambil kesempatan ini Cik Kam, kalau boleh rakyat Malaysia, please, dulu memang kalau kita kata we do not want to know whether we are being if we are being diagnosed, expensive. Sekarang everything is free. You go and make sure you go and check whether you have Hep C or not, and then go and get the treatment. We will get you treated. Alright. So don't be worried.
Saya pergi ke rehat dahulu, tapi apabila kembali, tadi Sophos, Ravi itu bukanlah nama orang. Ia adalah nama drugs ataupun ubat yang dikeluarkan oleh mereka yang terbabit ini. Ravi dari Mesir.
Sophos
generic.
Sophos generic.
Tapi kalau dalam bentuk asal, patternnya mahal untuk orang lain gunakan. Itu yang saya nak bincangkan selepas ini. The capacity of a government, kapasiti kerajaan untuk masuk dalam pasaran, masuk dalam bidang kesihatan, membuka ruang. Kalau ada pun ubat dan kita ikut pun undang-undang antarabangsa, tapi rakyat kita merana, menderita setiap hari walaupun ubat itu ada, itu tidak dapat diterima. Tapi untuk melakukan itu, kapasiti teknologi dan pengetahuan itu juga perlu ditingkatkan. Bukan hanya berlawan dengan menggunakan undang-undang. We want to learn how Egypt does this a bit more detail. After this, my new friend Dr. will give us the empathy from Egypt to the plight of Malaysians right after this short break. Nanti saya akan letakkan di garis masa Twitter saya. Saya diberikan oleh seorang wanita agak cantik satu link yang meletakkan tentang kisah penderitaan seorang wanita Malaysia hanya kerana dia menghidapi hepatitis C, ada transfusi darah beberapa dekad dahulu dan kini beliau dijangkiti. Bayangkan orang yang kebanyakan hanya mengetahui mereka dijangkiti ini lebih usia 40 tahun. Kadang-kala ada yang ibu tunggal, ada yang begitu jauh dari klinik yang berhampiran, tidak pernah terfikir pun untuk melakukan saringan, tapi merasakan diri mereka penat, lelah, kadang-kadang ada sakit kerana virus ini begitu jahat sekali. Ia akan menyebabkan kesakitan dan juga gangguan pada hati ataupun liver dalam konteks itu. But before I go to Dr. Sherine, Datuk Farshila, saya tak nak cakap pasal monopoli, saya tak nak cakap pasal isu politik. Saya nak cakap bahawa saya dah beberapa kali temu bual Datuk Farshila. The honesty, kejujuran untuk pastikan bahawa tidak ada seorang pun di Malaysia ini merana ataupun teraniaya hanya kerana perkara yang sebenarnya kita boleh selesaikan. Dan Datuk kerap melakukan perkara ini. Dan bayangkan seorang ibu tunggal yang saya sebutkan tadi, jika dia ada 4 orang anak, dia bergelut untuk memastikan nafkah, tapi semakin hari dia semakin secara fizikalnya tidak mampu, tapi tidak mengetahui bahawa itu adalah hepatitis C kerana klinik yang terdekat itu jauh dan tidak pernah terfikir. Mungkin merasakan kerana dia semakin tua dan penat. Jadi kita boleh mengharap untuk orang datang buat saringan. Tapi tidakkah air mata itu akan banyak kalau kita hanya menunggu orang datang berbanding kita pergi melakukan seperti yang rakan kita di Mesir buat. Mereka dah saring lebih 50 juta orang. Kalau kita proaktifkan untuk pastikan tidak ada satu insan pun lagi besok menuju ke depan tersiksa, apatah lagi kehilangan nyawa secara sia-sia ini.
Itulah Encik Kam, saya amat berharap that benda ni memang kita buat, okay. The most important is that awareness, like I said earlier, okay. Pada saya, kami sebagai syarikat pharmaceutical, kita boleh manufacture, kita boleh make it an CSR project for this whole exercise, tak ada masalah. Tetapi like you say, going to them to get them to macam memastikan mereka to get them settled, kan, diperiksa, get them to be checked lah, okay, whether they have Hep C or not is another issue. In our case, we have our SOS team. When we go out and kita buat SOS and kita boleh kata, okay, you also try and do it. Nowadays, soon it's going to be very simple. You prick, diagnose, and you get yourself diagnosed, rapid test, and then you go and get yourself to be treated. Tapi saya ingin menyeru, one of the areas of concern, one of the people ataupun the public that can do it is actually GPs, doctors. Okay. When you have got patients coming, you know, GPs are everywhere. It could be at the remotest area. Why can't you have this kind of awareness, help out, you know, work together with the pharmaceutical industry people. Okay, you go, and when you have patients, okay, they can be private sectors, you say, would you like to be tested on Hep C? You don't have to worry. You can go, I am not going to treat you, but you can go to the hospital to be treated. Why not? Okay, I think doctors also has got to play very, very important role. They have to, because they are one of the nearest person to the public.
Okay, nanti saya kembali ke situ, Dr. Sherine. The technological side, this is frontier medicine, fighting viruses that maybe even big pharmaceutical companies are struggling to find answers to. How can countries like Malaysia, like Egypt, which are not developed nations, we still have to look at poverty and many other issues, dedicate resources and make it happen from this perspective, because it looks like, because one of the debate is, yes, they have to have patents and the costs have got to be high because they have invested billions of shareholders' money into the research. On the other hand, we've got to scale it down to our capacity but have better results than their big money approach. From this example of hepatitis C or HCV, do you think this is possible, because we still have dengue and we still have many other viruses that we're struggling with, especially in developed nations?
I mentioned research for the have-nots, and this is what we should do. We should have a team, starting from the umbrella of WHO, having DNDi, Médecins Sans Frontières, Medicine Patent Pool, and companies that would be honored to work in such battle like Pharmaniaga and Pharco pharmaceuticals. So I think together we can, because we are going to spend much less money than what Big Pharma spends, and by this we can do it. And let us take the first step, which was successfully done by the Malaysian government, which I'd have to thank and let them stand still for it, because the TRIPS flexibilities are there to be used, not taboos to be left on the shelf.
Government-issued license.
Government-issue license, this is the first step, and this will give us the power to work together in other non-communicable diseases, in cancer, in diabetes, in hypertension. So this is just the starting point with direct antivirals. We can go further together to find solutions.
I feel the love of your Habatus Sauda Barakah brand, but I want to get you to share a bit more. What are the good things being done in your labs and your R&D about NCDs and cancer, for example?
We have now something for cancer, which is Egyptian product, and we worked with the University of Michigan for 4 years in the in vitro, in vivo, And soon we are going to have the clinical trials law accepted by and issued by the Egyptian government after the approval of the parliament. And with this, it's a starting point, because in the past, you cannot register a medicine in Egypt unless it is registered either in the States or Europe and Japan. Okay. So there is, if you can't look, you won't see, and there is no free lunch anymore.
Yes.
So we have to work hard together so that we find solutions. So we have one oncology product, and one also for diabetic feet. But let me talk about it because it's a very simple product. One doctor did not want to amputate the leg of his patient. He loved the patient. So he looked at a fish pond and he thought, what if the water comes out of the pond? Will the fish still be alive in the air? Of course not. Why? Because you change the environment. So he got litmus paper, he put it on the diabetic feet, he found it acidic, so he just put some sodium bicarbonate and it changed to alkaline, and the gangrene stopped and the smell stopped and the foot recovered. So we made something called Pedifar, which would be like also to share with Pharmaniaga. With very few dollars, you can save a diabetic feet from amputation. Because if you lose your leg, you lose your job, you lose your family, you lose everything.
In the interest of time, I'm just going to speed this up a bit. I remember about 20 years ago, I was following the trail of Bintango. It's a tree, you know, indigenous to this kind of climate. It was supposed to have promising properties to cure many things, including HIV. So if we work together, Malaysia and Egypt, through this kind of partnership, there are many more natural remedies that our forefathers has used, like Havatul Sauda, but more from the Malaysian side. Would you consider partnership with any party, be it?
Put your hand.
Okay.
That's the three of us.
All right, done. Done. So I'm going to let the mic be put. I'm going to go to Datuk Sheila. Doctor will come back to you for the last say. But Datuk Sheila, kita tak nak lagi bercakap. Kita nak laksana, execution. Itu yang penting. Malaysia baru ke Malaysia lama, kita tak mau lagi dibebani oleh masalah tak buat. Sekarang ni dengan kekuatan yang Pharmaniaga ada, dengan rangkaian networking yang Pharmaniaga ada, apa lagi yang kita boleh bina dari sini?
We are working in many areas, okay, and our focus is to make sure we lessen the burden of cancer patients, we lessen the burden of diabetic patients. We also would like to educate the public about vaccines, and you know anti-vaccines are everywhere. So these are the areas of concern that kami betul-betul sebagai Pharmaniaga, we want to go all out. We want to educate the public. Our mission is to make sure the nation understands if they are infected of such diseases, there is cure, and we will make sure as an organisation in Malaysia, the cure is affordable.
Okay. Dr. Sherine, the last 2 minutes I'll give to you. That is your camera. What do you want to appeal to the people in Malaysia? And how should they be looking at Egypt now? Because sometimes, you know, the world is controlled not by our side of the world. Even international media will talk only about the bad things. Egypt, no democracy, people demonstrating on the streets. But if we go past that layer of monopoly or all that I've said, then we see these beautiful sparks that could generate into big flames of goodness for everyone around the world.
You know, generally speaking, if you are bartering with someone, if I give you $1 and you give me what's worth $1, each one of us will leave this room with $1 in his pocket.
Correct.
But if I give you an idea and you give me an idea, each one is going to leave this room with 2 ideas in your head. But if I have love and care for you and you have love and care for me, the result is exponential. Because people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So we care about humankind. So let's work together, and let me give the message to the Malaysian people: go and analyze, go and check yourself. Because if you will not check, the virus will be dormant, you will have liver fibrosis, then cirrhosis, then hepatocellular carcinoma, which is cancer, either to die or to make transplantation. So the cost of not analyzing is too much.
Correct.
So let's also jump from Malaysia to ASEAN. Pharmaniaga is in Indonesia. They can go to Vietnam. They can go to neighboring areas. So the 71 million patients with 4 million cured, we have 60-something remaining for Pharmaniaga and Pharco.
Okay. I take that promise. You have to come again
Sure.
There's a lot more things I want to discuss about Egypt and what Pharco is doing.
Sure.
The Nobel laureate Zuwail has also before crossed paths with me and Agenda AWANI, and I believe that when you go and seek knowledge, God will network you together. It took years, but now I see the connection. Terima kasih banyak kepada Datuk Farshila. Thank you so much to Dr. Sherine from Pharco. Terima kasih banyak kepada anda telah menonton. Kalau kita tarik keluar persepsi dan juga ilusi kekangan seperti politik, partisan, kita boleh melihat bahawa isu seperti kesihatan, teknologi sebenarnya boleh digunakan untuk kebaikan dan kemajuan bukan sahaja rakyat Malaysia yang sangat-sangat memerlukannya beratus ribu, tetapi juga rakyat seluruh dunia, berjuta lagi yang masih menghadapi penyakit hepatitis C. Itu belum kita bincangkan tentang non-communicable diseases ataupun NCD, penyakit yang tidak berjangkit, tetapi cukup membunuh dan menyeksakan umat manusia seluruh dunia seperti diabetes dan sebagainya. Itu saya janji akan terus kita bincangkan di Agenda AWANI, kerana tanpa perbincangan tidak ada rangkaian, tanpa rangkaian seperti ini tidak ada penyelesaian. Penyelesaian hepatitis C kini sudah berada di klinik-klinik hospital kerajaan seluruh Malaysia. Pergi dan periksa dan insya-Allah kita akan basmikan dan bebaskan Malaysia daripada hepatitis C seperti juga Mesir pada tahun 2020. Terima kasih, jumpa lagi. Thank you so much.